some proof. Here it is on the actual box, telling you where I got it. I'm not going over the box. It's a box. I don't think anyone's interested in the box. So let's go over the figure itself. Alright, accessories. He comes with this little piece which plugs into that katana. Or not katana, the sheath. You can see the paint on it is pretty good. You can see the actual interior sculpting, as well as the exterior sculpting. I don't know if that means anything in the anime itself or not, but I assume it probably does. Oh well, he fell. It plugs in like this. Sorry, wrong way. It only plugs in one way, I found. Strange choice, but I assume it's because of the sculpting. Like, I think this is probably inaccurate to the show, and it's meant to go this way. So, neat detail. You can see the painting on here. No blotching. There is, unfortunately, where is it? This here. But it's so minor, you don't really notice it. Moving on to the actual figure itself. I got this guy at Ross, like I said. I didn't plan on getting him. I know nothing about Bleach. I've never watched Bleach once. I don't even know this guy's name. I think it's Renji or Reggie. I don't know if I'm saying it right. So if I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. But let's get into his actual articulation. Actually, first let's cover the sword. So I was told by my friend being Ringo, like I said before, I never watched this anime, so I don't know. It's just anime logic, so this fits in here perfectly because of the rules of anime. So I want to trust him on that. These aren't very, like, this is a little pointy, but you have to really add some pressure for it to hurt or leave a mark, like, see? It's not, it's just you have to really add some pressure to get it. The painting's really good on this. Like I said, sculpting's still there from before. There's not really any paint blotch on it. It's very light. That's an issue I feel like a lot of SH figure arts have with characters with these big weapons. I think I just put this on the wrong way. Hold on, let me look at the box. Yeah, alright. He's supposed to hold it with these blades sticking out. He can hold this perfectly. It's not loose at all. I've been fidgeting with it for a while now, and it's not at all loose. It can hold the sword really well. Reason I bring that up, for whatever reason, some SHFs, like, they can't hold their weapon. Like, the SHF Naruto 99 I have, he can't really hold his sign. Anytime I try and get him to hold his sign, it just kind of gets all loosey-goosey and, like, flops around in his hand like that. So, you know, he's nothing like that, thankfully. Let's go into his articulation in a minute. I should probably go over all his accessories. Want to get this out the way. He has an open hand and a gripping hand. Not taking these off. Here's a screaming head. Get a nice little look at it. It's angry. It's pissed off. That's the most you're going to get a look at that head. Here is a screaming in fear head. That one was more in rage. You can see it has little sweat marks. Eyes look terrified. Here is a kind of, I think this is pissed off, but I don't know. This could also be fear and shock. You could make this shock or more pissed off. Here is a really cocky face. And then here is a, like, neutral face. His eyebrows are really crazy on all of them. From the shape of his eyebrows, I'm going to assume that this man is, like, a villain. But I don't know for certain. Getting to hands, he has this one-off hand. I don't know why they sometimes give us one-off hands, but they did. This is what his one-off hand looks like. Comes with 2 fists, pretty standard. 2 grips, like I said, he has a grip. And then 2 open hands. We went over all the accessories, so let's go over. See, this is why I told myself for this take, we're 4 minutes in. 4 minutes in. Nothing's been edited. I was filming this, like, 5 times before, and it kept getting to, like, 40 minutes. And I'm like, this is not a 40-minute review. At max, this is 20. Okay, you know what? Before we... Okay, wow, that's bad. Sorry about that. I had surgery a few days ago. I'm going to get that out of the way. If my voice sounds fucked up at all compared to normal, I had a tube down my throat for, like, an hour and a half or however long my surgery was. I don't know. But I wanted to do size comparisons next, and then lastly, we'll do articulation. So here's the new NECA 2012 line. As you can see, Donnie's the tallest in the line, and he's still shorter than him. So you can take it to safe bet that this whole line is kind of shorter than him. Next up, we're going to do 2 Marvel Legends. I don't really collect Marvel Legends that much anymore, so we're going to use a pretty dated one, being this Venomized Deadpool. This came out in like 2018, I think, which is weird to say that was a long time ago. But I was in middle school then, and now I'm in college, so it was a long time ago. Here's the Maximum Deadpool. I got him last November as a gift. Can you stand? There you go. He is taller than the Deadpool Venom, but he is shorter than Maximum Deadpool. Then again, Maximum Deadpool is just bigger overall, and he fell. Okay, let me get him back up. Here he is next to my previous review, the Game Reverse SH Figuarts Cyclops and SH Figuarts Ryu. Here he is to Flame Toy Optimus Prime, one of my favorite figures. Highly recommend you get. You know what? I'm going to try and make my next review with this guy, because he is such a underrated figure. There's also this. His name is Rodimus, for those who don't know. Does Hasbro Transformers line have an official name? Because I know there's Marvel Legends, there's Black Series, you know. I don't think Transformers has an official name. So if they do, please let me know. But here's the Hasbro Transformer Rodimus. Here he is next to SH Figuarts Dobby and SH Figuarts Bakugo. Let me try and line Bakugo up a little. I keep moving him and reshooting this, but I feel like, there we go. That's the money shot. I feel like every time I did it, he didn't look quite right. Maybe I should reposition his legs. Does that looks better, yeah. Here's the lineup. You can see Dobby's a little taller than Bakugo, but he ultimately towers them both. Here he is next to the Naruto line, being SH Figuarts Sasuke and SH Figuarts Naruto 99. Wow, that got really out of focus. I'm sorry. Here we go. Wow, that gets really out of focus. Is there a way to keep it on them? I think that does it. Whoa. Sorry about that. I'll readjust in the next frame. I didn't notice this before until filming. The Naruto line's really short. Like, maybe he's just tall for a SHF, I don't know. But they look really short compared to him. Also, to bring up the point I brought up earlier, here's Naruto with his flag. And you can see it just, with a tiny bit of force, it just kind of gives in on itself. And this isn't a big, like, you know what, let's try it with, his sword. Let's see if Naruto can even hold it, because you know what, I bet he can't. See what I mean? It just slides around and, like, this is really light stuff. It shouldn't be flailing around in his hand, but for whatever reason, SHF's quality control for each of their figures is just astonishingly horrible and then amazing, and horrible and then amazing. Here he is next to Mezco Superman and Mattel Flash. Is Mattel Flash leaning? Never tell. There we go. He's surprisingly kind of the same height, which really shocks me. Or is his head slightly leaned? Oh, don't fall. There we go. He's kind of in line with them, if I'm honest. Yeah, shockingly. I need to get the Gong Studio Superman. That should be one of my future reviews, because I really like this Superman. I really do, but I kind of want to get one that's a little taller than everybody, and I feel like Gong Studio is the perfect height difference between McFarlane and every other brand. I want something that's slightly taller, but not McFarlane height, and I feel like that's going to be Gong. So I think, let me know if you guys want Labubu Superman next. I'm thinking of doing that one next. But here he is with Mezco and Mattel. And lastly, I wanted to wait till the end to do Mafex, because I feel like this is the most well-known brand. Actually, hold on. And lastly, here he is next to Mafex Nightfall Batman and Mafex Nightwing. I always try and wait to do Mafex towards the end, because I feel like, well, I don't feel like, I know, Mafex is kind of the golden child of action figure collecting. Where did I put my drink? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I didn't remember where I put it. I didn't want to kick it. Here he is next to Coca-Cola, if you're wondering. Let's put Coca-Cola behind you. Oh. Whoopsie. Mafex is definitely taller. He's leaning on Coca-Cola. Sorry. Mafex is slightly taller. He's just a really tall figure. Like I was saying, I feel like Mafex is seen as kind of the golden child of action figure collectors. A lot of people online say, like, these are the best figures you can buy. I wouldn't agree with that. Mafex is definitely a great brand, but I would also say that there are other brands that are just as good, if not better. And there's plenty of things, like, I don't have any LPZZ, or InArt, but they're new stuff, and they're releasing heat. So I think when those come out, this brand will probably kind of be forgotten. But like I said, I wait to do them last, because everybody always kind of hypes this up as, like, the definitive brand! This is the brand of brands! They're like, you know, Mafex is heat, Mafex is gas, whatever Mafex makes is peak. So I wait to do them last. I think both these are great figures. I just think Mafex, I should make a video about Mafex. You know what, that's going to be my next video, guys. Everything is my next video. I'm releasing 3 videos in the same day. No, would you guys want that? A Mafex rant about how Mafex... you know what, I should do that. But yeah, here's how he looks with Mafexes. I went into Ross today, and I bought this guy, not knowing he'd be there, with the intent to review and sell him, because it's a character I didn't know, and, you know, I thought, what a good way to be non-biased, you know? Like, if there's a Casey Jones action figure, there aren't many of those, I'm gonna hype it up a little bit, because I'm biased. I've never seen Bleach. Not once. I assume this guy's a villain. Like, I've seen clips on TikTok, like, aura hype moments, but I've never actually watched the show, and so seeing this, I was like, I'll just get it, review it, and then sell it. And honestly, I don't think I want to sell him anymore. I'll probably sell some other stuff soon, but not this guy. I didn't expect to like him. I didn't expect him to be able to hit, like, this is a, like, keep in mind, I paused the recording, and I did this in, like, 3 minutes. So this isn't, like, an insanely dynamic pose. But for me, fidgeting around for 3 minutes, I feel like this is a pretty solid pose. He can also hit pretty average looking, like, this is, like, I'm just doing this within, like, 3 increments of each other, like, 3 minutes. This is a really basic pose. I'm doing this to kind of show he can hit a really vanilla, normal, just basic standing pose and still look good. And there's no sticky tack or nothing. He's just standing on his own. I feel like this figure, well, let me see if I can get him in, like, a meditation pose. I've never seen the show. Do they meditate? It seems like they would meditate. I don't know. But, he can, like, his fucking pants, goddamn. Meditation. He can't meditate, no. He can't. But, like, this figure is really good overall. I never went over the articulation. No wonder you guys don't believe me, goodness. I knew I was forgetting something. Alright, let's get his hand off his sword really quick. Let's go over this first. It's on a ball joint, and this belt isn't attached to anything. So the belt itself, hold on, focus. Sorry about that, there was a issue. I'm not editing. I told myself I'm not editing this video, so you have to deal with it. So this belt is not attached to anything, so it can move freely on its own. And this is on a ball joint, so it can, you know, ball joint or ball peg? I don't know. But it can freely, so, like, if he's, like, hopping down, or if he's landed. I like this because it makes his belt, like, way easier to, oh wow, it's attached to this back piece, I didn't notice. Huh. That's overly big, I feel like. Anyways, moving away from just that, the hair itself, let's go over the hair. It has the standard SHF hair, so both pieces are articulated. I think they're articulated separately. Okay, one sec, my voice is cracking. Wow, that's bad. Sorry about that, I had to drink my drink. These are both very articulated. They articulate on their own, but they oftentimes move with each other. At least that's what I found. They're on a normal ball peg, so any neck. Oh, and the hair helps to look down if you're wondering. Sorry, I need to zoom out. He can look down about that much. He can look up that much. He can look up that much, down that much. Okay, so his hair is articulated, so his hair can actually move. Both sides can move on their own, but they oftentimes move together from what I found. He can look up about this much, look down that much. That's kind of why the hair moves, so he can look down so much. Ab crunch is about that much, which is not all bad. But then when you add the legs, he can get into like I think this is 90 degree. I don't know, kind of V shape. Anyways, moving over to the arms. So it's only single joint. Is this a single joint? I don't know. I'm classifying it as a single joint. It can't do a full. It can only go that much, which is a little disappointing, but it's, it's whatever. It has a swivel. It can go up this high, which is pretty high. And the butterfly joints can go out about that much. And, oh my god, I thought I just broke this. Oh my gosh, I thought I just broke it. Okay. Woo! This here is on a swivel for some reason, the actual arm. See that? I really don't know why. It's on both arms. Especially because they don't give it to you down here where you should have it. But they give it to you up here, which is really upsetting. This is on a ball joint, so it can, change whichever way it needs to go. Going down to the legs. Legs can kick up that high, kick back that much. Toes are jointed, feet are jointed, and can do a full swivel. But when you swivel them, it pops out like that. It pops in with real ease, though. Like, why did I do it off camera? Hold on. It's really not hard. Single jointed knees, but they can get pretty good range, so it's okay, I feel like. These are on thigh swivels. Now, here's my number one issue with this figure. Number one. Why aren't these... These should absolutely be on a swivel, and the fact that they're not enrages me. I don't understand why. It just doesn't make sense to me to not give them that range, but they chose not to. They chose not to. This is more of a stand, like you would need a stand to hold it, so I'm holding it. But like you can have him in like running type poses. Sorry, I guess this is more running type, right? You can have him in battle display. Like, you could see the vision, right? I feel like you can. Or would the sword more... Where would the sword really be if he was running? Because I don't know if it would be up. Would it be down? I feel like it would be up, but shot out. Oh, yeah, like that, kind of. I don't know. I think this figure is pretty underrated. I'm not great at posing. I'm gonna be real with you guys. It's not my strong suit. So please don't take my posing, as, like, this is the best the figure can hit. Sorry, I was doing some off-camera. Like, don't think just because this is what I'm hitting, this is all the figure can do, because it can do way more than that, guys. Believe me. I'm just a really bad poser. But, like, can that stand? Hold on, let me try and get it to stand. And maybe this is one you'll need a stand for. Oh, there you go. I think it's a really underrated figure. I think for the price I got it at being $20, I don't know what it sells for on retail. I just know what I got it for. I think this is a steal. I found this at Ross, and I had no clue this was going to be there. I went in looking for, I got this guy at Ross a few weeks ago, and so I was looking for some more of those, and found this guy, and was like, you're coming home with me, and that's how he got here. I think this figure is fucking amazing, but I also had low expectations, so I really do recommend it. I think it's great. I don't know what else to say. You see the channel name, guys. This is Awkward Reviews, so I'm ending this review Bye.